Hello, welcome back to this channel where we watch all sorts of things, Kdrama, foreign shows, animes, and currently we are starting with 9 puzzles. This is already the third episode of it. Show us some love on the channel. We need subscribers, and of course, we need your likes, we need your comments. Let's make this an open interaction for everybody. And guys, if you are a big fan of this show, which is already getting super interesting, from the first 2 episodes we've been able to pick up 2 puzzles, that is 2 pieces of the puzzle, and we are here for the third episode. I'm almost certain that we'll be getting another piece of the puzzle in this episode, but who knows? You can never fully predict what these directors will do in this type of shows, but no matter what happens, we are here for the ride and we are ready to enjoy it. So let's get started. Oh, it seems like we are starting with a flashback of that particular incident from 10 years ago. Yes, this reminds me, in the ending episode of ending part of episode 2, we noticed that someone was also in that same room with Kdrama. I think that should be the housekeeper, but we never got a clear view of that person. And that's exactly where we are starting now. So that's the intro for this. Normally I forward intros like these intro musics, but this particular one is is on point. It hits the spot, so let's let it play. Is that the Joker? Okay. Red suitcase. Who could that be? That reminds me of the previous case, because the detective just all eyes on her.
안녕하십니까. 오늘부터 이미영 사건에 투입된
And Ayun,
어디에 두면 될까요?
see the way she was pulling that bag, you would almost think that she's going to an airport.
사장님 뭐예요 지금? 사장님 지시야.
So you guys will be working together.
이 팀장 양정우입니다.
네, 잘 부탁드리겠습니다.
No handshake. Nah, the detective is not going to enjoy this. Meanwhile, she's fully ready. Crime and Punishment is now not the book by Dostoevsky. Jordan Peterson usually talks about it a lot. She said,
나한테 할 말 있어?
너 나와봐. 너 여기 온 목적이 뭐야? 우리가 뭐 알아낼까봐 두렵나?
너는 단 한 번도
보자 그따 얘기하려고 여기까지 온 거야?
그럴 리가. 내가 여기 왜 왔을까?
no matter what people say, I would always enjoy this dialogue between the two.
기억났어 드디어.
뭐?
Are you serious? Did you remember anything?
범인이랑 같이 있었어. 10년 전 그때 그거.
Oh, she remembers, yeah.
10년 만에 기억이 났다고 이 타이밍에? 기억이 났다고 믿고 싶은 거 아니고?
기억이 났대도 지랄이네.
지랄? 너 말 가려서 해. 그리고 앞으로 나한테 존댓말 써. 이제 내가 네 선배 아냐?
She doesn't care about formalities. By the way, I heard that this whole thing about formality, speaking casually and all, they take it very seriously in Korea, even in their workplace. So when you speak to a sombe, a senior, you have to speak in a very respectful way.
싶다.
네.
본청에서 내려보냈다. 됐어?
저는 왜 하필 이 타이밍에 서장님하고 절친한 사람이
여자는
So we are back to the psychiatric.
알겠죠. 뭐 그 정도 눈치는 있으니까.
This solves the question I had about this therapist playing a bigger role, because I know that she's a big character in the industry. So when I first saw her in the first episode, I was wondering if it's just a cameo. But seeing her here again, it just shows that okay, she's going to be a big part of what is also going on. And I look forward to what that will be.
10년 만에 기억이 났으면 기뻐야 할 일 아니에요?
근데 왜 지금까지 기억이 안 난 건데요?
죄책감?
내가 왜...
Don't you feel guilt?
돌아보지 못했으니까. 그때 돌아봤다면 어떻게 됐을까요? 범인이 날 죽였을까?
And that would have been the case because in that situation, if you turned your back to see the person, you put yourself in danger.
가요?
Ciao.
수사 자료 공유해달라더만 자료는 안 보고 어디 합니까?
That means everybody's waiting for her to come so that they will start making reports about the case.
꼭 그렇게까지 해야 돼요?
김한쌤
You have to collaborate and work with her, even if you see her as a suspect. Newbie,
우연이겠지?
it can't be a coincidence.
아니요.
Nope, of course.
이거 오랜 시간 공을 들였네.
Exactly. They usually call it a premeditated crime. That's a crime that is not just based on instinct. You took your time to plan it. And that's exactly what happened with this in this particular case. Yeah, the office is empty. You came very early. Actually, she came very late. She came when the briefing is already done. So, who are you going to call? Those pictures are from the case 10 years ago.
남의 자리에서 뭐 하십니까?
Oh,
김한승경이 T인가 봐요.
아 MBTI
김경이 말이에요. T 아니에요.
what is type T?
F도 좀 있는 것 같고
F type T. What does any of these things mean?
내가 10년 동안 김한승경이 따라다닌 거 들었어요? 피해자 당일 행적 김한승경이가 조사했죠.
뭐 쥐할 말 많어.
Is there someone already in the car? Nothing.
이거 화면 좀 밝게 할 수 있을까요?
Yeah, someone is in the car. And that's the lady. Damn. She was already being squeezed.
이미영의 동선 중에 유일하게 CCTV가 없던 건 범인은 분명히 여기서 잘 탔다.
미리 타고 있다가 여기서 죽인 거 알고 왔구나? 또 CCTV가 없는 이미영이 주차한 위스키바 근처.
That's exactly what happened. He got into the car at that shop.
마침내 이미영이 탔어. 완벽한 기회였을 거야. 근데 범인은 또 기다렸어. 여기로 올 때까지 무려
Oh,
여기로 올 때까지 죽이지 않은 이유가 분명 있을 거야.
뭐야 이거?
그때 인사를 제대로 못 드려서.
뭔 소리 하는 거야? 무슨 봐?
oh. I know what she's doing. She's going to visit
안녕하세요.
his mom.
저 기억하시죠?
Omonim.
어머 괜찮아요. 열지 마세요.
Shh. The door is already open. Don't have any choice. Which food would that be?
불쑥 죄송합니다. 근데 좀 싱거워요. 저 자극적인 거 좋아하거든요.
Are you serious? She's blunt.
그래서 요리 교실 다니고 있어요. 미안해요. 같이 밥 먹으러 올 줄은 몰랐는데?
얘 지금 나 프로파일링 하려고 이러는 거야.
그럼 혹시 집에 여자친구 데리고 온 적은 없어요?
저런 건 대답할 거 없고.
She wants her.
그런 것도 프로파일링이에요?
Of course, she needs to know.
제가 김한샘 경이한테 관심이 좀 있거든요. 10년이나 따라다녔어요.
내가 대답을 잘해야겠네.
Of course.
밥 달라고 데려갔던 친구는 있어요. 이나 씨는 두 번째고.
Mothers, they don't hold back at all. Once they want to say anything, they will say it. Even if you feel embarrassed, they don't care.
밥 먹으면서 그 아이가 딱 한마디로 하더라고요.
아 엄마 나 그만 갈게. 야 이거 좀 봐야 돼.
The guy is fed up. The time to go.
밥 잘 먹었습니다.
아이고, 다 먹지도 않고.
왜 그랬어? 왜 카레에서 짜장 맛이 난다고 한 거야? 그런 캐릭터 아닌데?
This is just our first day working together with him, and the guy is already fed up. He's holding so many things in now.
어이 카레남.
Corey Kim.
퍼즐이 10년 만에 내게 와. 내가 물었지. 내가 왜 최초 발견자일까? 왜 나한테 퍼즐을 보내? 범인이 날 알아.
I'm known to the killer.
내가 아니니까. 나는 범인이 아니니까. 그리고 범인이 날 아니까.
Okay. She's making sense. Because for the killer to send those things to her, that must be someone that know her very well. It should actually be interesting to see two of them work together. Let's see how far they will go towards solving this case.
최소한의 시간, 최소한의 공격. 범인은 이미 이미영의 일상을 깨고 있었어.
Yes, the killer knows everything about her, even down to where she parks her vehicle in her workplace and also where she parks it at home. That's how he was able to know that there is a blind spot for CCTV in that particular area. Damn.
이걸 또 어떻게 찾아?
2차 감식 결과는요? 뭐 좀 나왔어요?
지문 하나가 나왔다.
Fingerprint, okay, that's a good start.
아마도 그게 살해 동기겠죠.
What's the motive? Because I'm missing it completely.
프로파일링 보고서 나왔습니다.
하루밖에 안 됐는데 벌써 나왔습니까?
Well, she's super fast when she's working on something that she's passionate about. Let's see the report.
범죄적 지식이 매우 높고 치밀하게 계획된 현장이
Of course, the planning process is no joke in that particular crime.
10년 전 발생한 윤동원 총병 살인 사건과 고된 연쇄살인이다.
Premeditated. I said it before.
이게 말이 됩니까?
See, this reaction is on point from police officers. They don't want to hear anything that has to do with serial killers. Like, it's a huge turn off for them. Well, here comes the puzzles. The first and the second.
현장에 퍼즐이 있었던 것도 아니고 이 사건과 연관이 있다는 증거가 없잖아요.
가지 중 7가지의 범죄 수법이 일치한다고 해서 꼭 동일범으로 볼 수 있는
Nope, it's not.
특이하게도 이 범인은 청부살인하듯 감정을 드러내 끝냈어요. 퍼즐은 당점을 찍은 거고요. 이래도 제가 끼워 맞추게 하는 걸로 보이시나요? 김한생견이 어떻게 생각하세요?
Don't bother Lieutenant Kim. He's still trying to make sense of the whole thing.
아니 뭐 제 생각이 중요합니까?
Are you sure? It actually matters.
했는데
What is the meaning of this? Man, these bosses, they can do too much.
너 이러려고 자원해서 왔어? 삼촌이랑 이명 물어보러 찾아온 거고.
By the way, I know that when it comes to Korea and there is an investigation going on, if the investigation is too personal to you, they always pull you out of that investigation. So I wonder if the same thing is applicable to profilers.
다 너 싫어해. 프로파일러 파견 문제를.
The thing is, she doesn't really care about those complaints.
아 언제부터 우리가 프로파일러 말 듣고 그 수사했나?
She's making sense.
잠깐 가해자는 잊고 피해자부터 다시 제대로 파보면 어때요?
Yeah.
윤희가 말한 것처럼 범인이 자기가 잡힐 위험까지 각오한 그건 일리가 있잖아요.
That's the thing. The detective clearly see point in what she's saying, but he just doesn't want to believe it at that point because he still has his doubt about the profiler and the connection she has to that crime from 10 years ago.
기다리게 해서 죄송합니다.
제가 예약은 따로 못했는데 상담 가능할까요?
Session. That's the police lady that's on patrol. Seems like she also came to see the same therapist. Psychiatric assessment questionnaire, okay. Is she blaming herself for that incident? Because when the lady drove by and ran a red light, if she rushed in to stop or to even make an arrest, she could have avoided that crime from happening. So maybe she's blaming herself in one way or another.
이미영 아버지는 아직 연락 안 돼?
예, 핸드폰은 꺼져 있고.
아무래도 직접 가봐야 할 것 같은데. 제가 갈게요.
통영까지?
예, 문자로 주소 찍어주세요.
저도 같이 가야 됩니까?
Of course, you're a newbie. And it's never a good idea for detectives to investigate a case alone. They always move in pair. Be it police or just detectives, they always work together.
그냥 운전은 내가 할게.
좋아.
Oh,
아, 너 왜 자꾸 쫓아다녀? 내려와 산이 어디?
well, that was not the partner he was expecting.
어디 가는 줄 알고.
이명 아버지 만나러 가는 거 아니야? 내가 다 지켜보고 관찰하랬지. 너 왜 안 해? 너 내 인사 파일도 안 읽었지? 출발해. 시간 없어.
캠핑에 내가 더 가고 싶지. 아니 지금 사건 터지게
Well, you can just go camping because this work is not for you.
그러면 사건을 해결
야, 산아.
빨리 되면. 잠깐만. 예, 소희님.
그냥 캠핑 가라.
Of course, go camping. Go and enjoy yourself. Ciao. Look at the smile on his face. Ah,
사건 해결됐어.
case got solved. Are you serious?
이명은 왜 가족과 연락을 안 하고 살았을까?
Oh. The house looks very old and it doesn't seem like anyone is living here at the moment.
집을 비운 지 꽤 됐는데.
Exactly, no one has been there for a while.
쌤, 저 말씀 좀 여쭙겠는데.
예.
아, 뭐 이사 갔나요? 혹시 연락할 방법은 없을까요?
Okay.
요양원 들어갔거든요.
Oh, nursing home. For the record, nursing home is where they take old people to be taken care of, especially those old people that
수 있을까?
no longer have their family members around, or those that their family members are not willing to handle the responsibility. They basically take them to a nursing home and they pay for their stay there. Then the nurses over there just take care of those people.
너 먼저 들어가 있어.
This girl just does whatever she wants. Is that the man?
어르신, 오늘은 몸이 좀 어떠세요?
자, 안녕하세요, 어르신. 저 따님 이미영 씨 일로 왔는데요. 어르신 이야기 좀 할 수 있을까요?
어르신.
He's zoned out. Oh, Google. Like they say, Google will always do the magic. Tell me that's not that me. This girl.
뭐 하세요, 지금?
Exactly, you have to ask that question. It's going to work because he's basically acting like the man's daughter. And this could be how the man last remembered that daughter.
야, 그렇다.
Yeah, he's responding.
이거 준 거 이거? 난 매일 있는다.
Dementia, man. Old age is just crazy. Especially when you have to deal with all these sort of illnesses.
그래, 뭐 먹고 싶어?
짜장면.
Jajangmyeon. That's black bean noodle.
아직 기억하고 있었네. 나 짜장면 좋아하는 거.
좀 나가서 저랑 이야기 좀 하실까?
Just place an order immediately. That's it.
내가 윤동은 얘기한 적 있었나?
Don't go. That's the uncle
기억나?
from 10 years ago. What was that eye movement? I think. Nah, he's lying. He remembers something.
너
You're not my daughter, right?
그놈이랑 헤어졌지.
Oh, different question.
헤어졌지. 아빠는 별걸 다 기억하고 있네. 그놈 이름도 기억나?
What was this man's eye movement? What's the name? What's the name? What's the name?
아니,
그럼 뭐가 제일 마음에 안 들었어?
얼굴
얼굴?
관상이 안 좋아.
보니까 가족하고는 전혀 왕래가 없었던데 뭐 특별한 이유가 있어?
중3 때든가.
I think this should be the man that took him to the
통
what they call it, the old people's home or whatever.
7년 만이든가 딱 한 번 찾아온 적이 있어요. 남자 하나를 데리고 왔더랍니다. 결혼할 기라고. 이 형님이 마음에 안 들어 했어요.
이름 기억하시나요?
잘 모르겠네.
No one remembers the name, and that name is exactly what we need now to see if we can crack any of the case.
무슨 상고 나와가지고 사업한다 했는데
That's the girl, okay.
깜짝이야.
So each of them investigated separately, but their investigation led them to the same place.
너 그거 어떻게 알았어?
Heard from the dad. Is that the guy's house?
집에 데려왔으면 분명히 흔적이 남았을.
Okay, that's not the guy's house.
흔적 같은 게 남아 있을까?
Okay, that is the girl. I mean the guy, the boyfriend.
목에 이거는 문신 아닙니까?
Why does he look so far? He looks like the detective from Mouse. If you've seen Mouse, he looks like that detective from it.
근데 이 사람을 어찌 찾습니까? 아니, 막말로 일본 놈인가 중국 놈인가 어찌 알고.
So he's the current suspect for the second kill. That's him, exactly. Even from the picture, it's very obvious.
이명 아버지는 오늘을 기억할까? 딸이 죽었다는 걸 언제쯤 알게 될까?
Man, to suffer dementia is just a crazy thing.
지금
Even if he hears that the daughter is dead, the man may wake up tomorrow and expect a cup of tea from the daughter. That's how crazy dementia can be.
지금 알든 나중에 알든 상관없어. 오히려 치매라서 다행이다.
카레나
Stop calling him Curry King, man.
어떤 시간을 보냈을 것 같아?
The only problem is that in that case, he's not looking at you as a victim. That's just the difference.
내가 범인이 아니라는 확신이 들면 돼.
Exactly. He needs to be convinced first.
근데 이명 아버지가 나보고 왜 이렇게 변했니? 이명 아버지 말로는 딸이 7년 만에 다른 사람이 돼서 돌아왔대.
그 사촌도 똑같은 얘기했는데.
Maybe there is clue in that. The change that must have happened to her after 7 years. It's not the same bar the lady walked in before her death. Are you serious?
알았어요.
So you guys are meeting outside work? Margarita.
너 삼촌이 내가 아는 것과 다른 사람일 거라는 생각을. 우린 어떨 때 다른 사람이 돼요?
우리는 모두 다른 사람이 돼요.
That's true. Sometimes experiences can also change people.
어떤 사건을 관통하기도 하고 어떤 사람을 만나기도 하죠.
Yeah, even the people you meet along the way.
다른 사람이 돼서 뭘 하느냐죠.
Yes, the choices you make are very important.
예, 안녕하세요. 저 한강서 김한샘인데요.
I'm always impressed with how a lot of these people cooperate with the police. It basically takes just a phone call and they are open to tell you whatever you want to know. It can't happen in this part of the world. Nah, it just doesn't happen that way. Okay, that's a picture of the guy. I think she knows him.
본 적 있으세요?
개업하고 한 달 좀 지났을 때
Okay,
언니랑 어릴 때부터 잘 알던
look at him there chilling. This guy. What is crazy is that he actually looks so much younger now than he looked in Mouse. And I think Mouse
아주 오랜만에
was released like maybe 7 years ago, if I'm not mistaken.
사람이
And he looks so much younger here.
한테 돈 좀 빌려달라고 했어요. 내가 준 돈으로
Why will you ask her to lend you money? Just go and meet a loan shark.
이름 기억하시죠?
네,
What's the name?
안 볼 때 저한테 명함을 주더라고요.
Are you serious?
오신다고 해서 찾아놨어요.
What's okay? Chimok. Go and grab his ass.
사업장으로 가고 있으니까 영화는 노경이랑 자택으로 가. 협조 부탁드립니다.
예, 강치목 씨 계신가요?
사장님 오늘 안 나오셨는데?
확인 좀 해보겠습니다.
Okay. Is he really in or out?
예, 팀장님. 여기도 없습니다. 어제 집에 안 들어왔답니다.
Okay, so where could he be? He's not at the workplace, he's also not home.
일이 좀 급해서 그런데 들어가서 화장실 좀 사용해도 되겠습니까?
That style, does it still work? Let me come inside and ease myself. And they know what you are looking for. She's trying to see if that face looks familiar to. Well, of course, she didn't even see the person that was behind her 10 years ago, so it won't be possible to make any connection between the two. I hope that's not a human body just jumping into that sea. Is that it? Okay, a red suitcase underwater. What does it mean? Well, so we've come to the end of another episode of this show, and like I said previously, I'm not even surprised that there are new additions in terms of the characters. New characters are being added, and these are not like kids in the industry. Like this particular Jimook, who is supposed to be the boyfriend, is a very big face in the industry. So I just look forward to seeing him operate in real time in this particular show, and also get to understand the connection he could have to the case from 10 years ago. It's already established that he's the boyfriend, the father didn't like him, and he's also very rash in his attitude. So is that really enough justification to say that, okay, this guy is the one that has something to do with the death of the girl? We are yet to find out about that particular side of the story, and we're also yet to find out how he's connected to the whole puzzles that are being released. But that's likely something we'll get to see in the next episode of the show. So in this episode, we saw a slow build up where Ina was transferred, or actually she made a request to come to the police station and work with the police on this particular case. So when she came in, everybody was surprised. Everybody was trying to be careful about how they act around her. She's a profiler. I mean, it's not really a surprise that a profiler is coming up to work with the police, but the confusion there, or the reason why they are being cautious around her, is that she was one of the suspects in a case that is not yet solved. And if you notice, the main detective that handled the case, that's Sukuk, is still very suspicious of her, despite the fact that she's trying to prove that she's innocent, she has nothing to do with the case. She's doing it in a very nonchalant way. And I mean, that's one of the things about her character that also makes this whole thing interesting, because she's not apologetic about what she does. And she believes that, okay, whatever I'm doing, I'm just being clear. If you like it, good. If you don't like it, no problem. So two of them got to work on this particular case, which currently is not yet solved, but they made very good progress. Like, they made huge progress in their attempt to solve the case. Now it's left for us to see what will happen when they finally meet the boyfriend. Would it be established that he's directly connected to it? And also what's happened subsequently with every other case that would unfold? Because I was very confident that we'll be getting another piece of the puzzle in this third episode, but nothing really came. So perhaps in the next episode we'll get to see additional puzzle or additional pieces of the puzzle. So that's it on the third episode of this show. Feel free to connect with us on the channel. A lot more of it are coming. 3 is down, so we are left with 8 more episodes to dig in, and we'll be starting other shows alongside this. I'm thinking of getting into anime, so look forward to that on the channel. Thank you.